الرحيم الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما ثم أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله تبارك وتعالى وخير هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. Today we'd like to begin بإذن الله تبارك وتعالى وعونه وتوفيقه عز وجل by the permission and the decree of Allah, and of course with His help, as there is nothing possible without the help of Allah. We would like to begin a famous book in order that we take from it the etiquettes and the applications in the religion, in order that we will learn what is the proper way as it relates to different aspects of our worship according to the text. And this was the way of the Sahaba radhiyallahu alayhim ajma'een, that they would have a text for the worship, that they wouldn't go outside of that which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger have prescribed in the acts of worship, nor in the issues of belief. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the surah called Surah Al-Hujurat, 49th surah, the very first verse of Tabarak wa ta'ala, He mentioned, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu la taqaddimu bayna yaday Allahi wa rasulih wattaqullah. Na'am, wattaqullah. Al-Tabarak wa ta'ala said, O you who believe, O you who believe. And this is to those who have entered Islam, those who have entered the deen of Allah Tabarak wa ta'ala, those who willingly entered into the fold of Islam. Abdullah ibn Abbas, he said, whenever you hear, O you who believe, which the word Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, I should say ibaratan Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, it's a phrase. It's comprised of many things. One of them is Ya in the Arabic language. And they call this Ya in the Arabic language harf munadi. Harf munadi. Harf means letter. Munadi, something used to call someone. So the Ya here means someone is being called to something. Who is it? Alladhina amanu, those who believe. Alladhina, those, amanu, who believe. So here, Abdullah ibn Abbas, he said, whenever you hear this statement, for this reason that we just explained, that you're being called, your attention is being gathered, those who Allah, He is mentioning clearly, Alladhina amanu, those who believe, He said, then either what's going to follow is something that Allah desires from you, matluban min Allah, something Allah He wants from you. So it's going to tell you to do something, or something that Allah is cautioning you against because it's a harm for you. It's going to tell you to avoid it, stay away from it. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling you something that will harm you, something that would render your deeds astray, something that is tantamount to disbelief. That is, لا تقدموا بين يديه الله ورسوله, not to put anything before the verdict of Allah and His Messenger. as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then followed it up by saying, "Wattaqullah," and be afraid of the punishment of Allah. Observe that which Allah has told you. He will reward you for it. Obey Him in that, and avoid not doing it, which is the taqwa. Avoid the staying away from it, because if you stay away from it, if you put before Allah and His Messenger anything, then this is the reason you will be punished. And many of the ulama of the past, along with the present contemporaries, mention this is a way to disbelief, such as the qissa of Aisha radiyallahu ta'ala anha in Surah An-Nur. Surah An-Nur is a famous surah in which Allah tabarak wa ta'ala named it Nur, and Allah tabarak wa ta'ala mentioned the different verdicts in this surah. And Nur here is talking about the light that a person gets from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Imagine you're in a place with no light in the nighttime. In order to move around, you need some nur, some light. Look at the beauty of the daytime versus the nighttime, where you can see clearly in the daytime. And this is when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has decreed for us to move around. وَجَعَلْنَا نَهَارًا مَعَاشًا, and we have made the daytime for you to move around and to handle your livelihood and the things of your everyday needs. So Allah mentioned this type of nur in the Quran as a way of being guided generally. Then Allah also mentioned this nur as a guidance from Him by which the believers can tread. So in this surah Nur, as we make the example of putting something before Allah and His Messenger, the ifk of Aisha, she was slandered. She was accused of a zina. And Allah tabarak wa ta'ala willed that so the believers can learn what to do when these things arise, how to handle it. And in this slander, Allah sent down ayats, 10 in total, clearing Aisha of this accusation. So Aisha had been sent to the house of her parents, her mother and her father, who was Abu Bakr Siddiq. So when the Prophet ﷺ came to give glad tidings that Allah had cleared Aisha, the mother said, "Kum ya Banayya, stand up, O my dear daughter. Give a word of praise and thanks, because the messenger is giving you glad tidings that Allah has cleared you." And Aisha, she said, "Wallahi, ana ma hamida illa man barani." She said, "Wallahi, I swear I'm not going to give praise or credit to anyone except the one who cleared me," meaning Allah. She was not going to stand up and thank the messenger and, applaud the messenger and like this. The reason I'm mentioning this because Allah cleared Aisha with 10 ayat of the Quran. Could have did it with 1 ayat, could have did it with 2. He could have did it in a dream. As Aisha said, she thought that Allah would clear her in a dream to the messenger rather than to send down Quran and in fact 10 verses. She was amazed. So if someone comes after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has cleared our mother, who was from Ummahat Mu'minat, they're in the category like our mothers, meaning we can, if we were in that time, go ask them questions. We could, with permission, enter upon them if the messenger is not there for our needs, because they live with the messenger, so they can tell you what the messenger did and what the messenger said. And this is like a person going to the mother. You don't have to have your father there. You don't have to have your brother there to enter upon your mother. It's your mother. Although you need permission because your mother might not be dressed suitably. Your mother might be in a state that she doesn't want anybody to see her, even her own children. So you seek permission. But this is the conduct between the mother and the one who is coming to the mother. So they are in the maqam ummuna. They're in the status and the rank and the hukm, the verdict of our mothers. Meaning after the Prophet dies, no one can marry them from the ummah. If they lived into Yawm al-Qiyamah, no one can marry them. If they lived into Yawm al-Qiyamah after the Prophet had been married to them. Why? Because their marriage to the messenger, their marriage to the Prophet ﷺ, Allah mentioned them. They are in the category, they are ummahatina, ummahati mu'mineen. They were like the mothers of the believers, which makes it haram for anyone to have them after the messenger. So Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala cleared our mother, Aisha. Cleared her, sent down 10 ayah. Allah says, Suratun anzalnaha wa faradnaha. The surah which we have made clarity in of many situations. And we have made a distinguishing factor of many things in this surah. Allah said, Nurun ala nur. Light upon light, meaning the light that comes from Allah. Yahdi man yasha bihillah. Allah guides whom He wills with this nur. In this surah, Allah cleared Aisha. Therefore, those who say, Aisha, a'udhu billah, amra'atan baghiyah, she is a lewd lady, like the Shia. Many of the ulama understand from this, لا تقدموا بين يديه الله ورسوله, do not put before Allah and His Messenger any statement or verdict that this is kufr. Because Allah cleared her. Revelation came down saying she's free from that. Who has the right to say after that other than what Allah has said? وَإِنْ كَانَ هَكَذَا وَإِنْ كَانَ كَذَلِكَ فَهُوَ كُفْرُ تَكْذِيبٍ. Now, then it is a type of kufr of rejection. كما قال عبد الله ibn Abbas, من رد شيئا من القرآن, and رد شيئا من القرآن قد كفر. Whoever rejects one thing from the Quran is disbelieving. وكما قال إمام التحاوي وابن عبد العز, who explained the aqidah of Imam Muhammad Jafar al-Tahawi, Ibn Abdul Izz. Both of them have said, the author of this text, this book, and the one who explained it, two of the great scholars, Ibn Abdul Izz from the Hanafi scholars, they have both said, Man radda ayatun, mush ayat, called ayatun. It didn't say plural. It said one single verse. This Abdullah ibn Abbas, the Sahaba, said one thing, one single verse. Karifi ma'na, it's close in the meaning. Man radda ayatun min al-Qur'ani faqad kafar. He has disbelieved. So this is why many of the ulama, they take the position of the Shia. Alladhina yani yusubbu ummatina Aishata. Those who slander and insult and attack our mother, Aisha. Alladhina lu'inu fi dunya wal akhirah. Those who Allah has said, they are cursed in this life. Those who accuse the believing woman. وفي بقابل believing rijal. And the opposite holds true from the same verse. They accuse the believing men. بدون برهان صريحا ولا رباح من الشهداء. Without a clear text that no one would disagree with, or 4 witnesses. Whoever does this, then Allah has cursed him in this life and the hereafter. Meaning they are far removed from Allah's mercy. Who doesn't need Allah's mercy? All of this is because يَقَدِّمُوا بَيْنِ يَدَيْهِ اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ. They put something before the verse of Allah, the statement of the messenger. So here Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala in Surah Al-Hujurat, لَا تَقَدِّمُوا بَيْنِ يَدَيْهِ اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ, is a serious issue. Yeah, and the issue here, Barakallahu Fikum, shows that we need to learn the religion in order that we will be safeguarded from putting something before the verdict of Allah, the statement of Allah, the desire, that which Allah intends for us, or that which is from the statement of the Messenger, his action, or what he intends for us, that we don't precede that. For this reason, we chose to take Umdat-ul-Ahkam. Umdat-ul-Ahkami. Umdat-ul-Ahkami, meaning it is the foundation that shows you what to do in the religion. A famous book. وقد أفاضنا الله عز وجل على يدي شيخنا مقبل وغيره من الشيوخ والطلاب المبرزين في ذلك دار الحديث الدماج وفي ديار يمنية كاملا دراسة وشروحات في هذه موقف وفي هذا الكتاب قيمة. And Allah has blessed us over the years on the hands of our Shaykh, Al-Imam, Al-Muhaddith, Abi Abdurrahman Muqbil ibn Hadi al-Wadi'i, to study this book in Damaj. And throughout Yemen, the whole of the place, this book has been studied and memorized in Yemen. And Allah has blessed many of us to memorize from it, to learn the explanations in those lessons with the Shaykh and his students, those who reach a high level of scholarship or studentship. So we will take from this book, inshallah, Barakallahu fikum, wa huwa kitab-ut-taharah. We plan to start kitab-ut-taharah, the book of purification. As many people are in need of this, بل كل مسلم لا يستغني عنه. Rather, every Muslim is in need of this, because this is something that is the prerequisite to the salah. And the salah, as the Prophet mentioned, is from the first things the servant from amongst them they will be asked in the day of judgment. The author of this book, وهو Imam Al-Hafiz Abi Muhammad Abdul Ghani is his name, Abu Muhammad is his kunya nickname. Either you are named that because of a particular thing, and sometimes it is the name of your child. And some people use this kunya equally to what's called laqab, because there's a slight difference. You can learn your laqab bi shay. The Arabs used to say you can be called by something because of a thing. Mathalan Abu Hurairah. Like you say Abu Hurairah. The literal term here, Abu, means the father of something. Here Hurairah means a small cat. So no one should understand, which is the driest translation, and it's incorrect in fact, the father of cats. Look, this is not to be understood like this. Bel Abu fi maqam man يربي شيء كأنه أباه. The one who nourishes, takes care, looks after, father something, like he's the father of that thing. So Abu here could be used in that regard. Someone who has a love for something, they're taking care of it. وكذلك يعني ماذا can be used like that as well. So here his name is Abu Muhammad. Abu Muhammad. Either it has a son named Muhammad, so he's Abu Muhammad, the father of Muhammad, or he chose to be called that to have this type of honor in the religion, which the Arabs deemed that to be a way of honor. Abu Fulan or Fulana. Abu so-and-so or so-and-so is a level of respect with the Arabs. Abdul Ghani, he is the servant of Al Ghani, Abdul Ghani. And here we said has many meanings. As Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, he mentioned alima tasbihahum, alimu salatuhu wa tasbihahu. And Allah, he knows his salat and that one's glorification. And this verse was revealed talking about At-Tur, الطور يعني ماذا أو الطير يعني birds. Well, Tabarak wa Ta'ala is mentioning their activity. Many of the scholars have explained this. One of the verses in the Quran, in fact from Surah An-Nur, that the birds, when they fly, they're giving salat to Allah, meaning they're praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that this is a way of their tasbih, glorifying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But however, they don't have the choice to obey or disobey, worship or not worship, like the term apt for the jinn and the ants. They're always doing that. And this is a way that Allah has created the birds in this way, where He mentions He knows their salah and their tasbih, their worship to Allah, their obedience to Allah, and their glory to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the birds. So it has that meaning. For everything that's created, Allah created that thing to be subservient to Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then it has the meaning of the jinn and the mankind who vowed that they would take the ikhyar, yani imma, yani fi ta'a, imma fi ma'asiyah, that they would either obey or disobey. They would be the ones that can choose between which one they would do, rather than to be compelled to always worship Allah. They took that responsibility, the human being and the jinn. And Allah said, وَكَانَ إِنسَانٍ إِنَّ إِنسَانَ كَانَ ظَلُومًا جَهُولًا. Naam, ظَلُومًا جَهُولًا. He wronged himself by taking that choice, the human being, when nobody else took it, the option to do right or do wrong. They said, no, we just want to do what you command us. We don't want the ability to choose. Everything else, greater than the human being, declined, and the human being took it. Subhanallah. And definitely, it was out of ignorance, as he had no idea of the weakness that would disallow him to be so accurate in that claim that he would not disobey Allah, although he would have the choice. So here, Abdul Ghani, the servant of Al-Ghani. Al-Ghani alladhi la yurid shay' min khalaiqatihi. He doesn't need anything from his creation. كما قال الله سبحانه وتعالى وما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا ليعبدون. And I have not created the jinn kind and the mankind. I have not created the jinn nor the man إلا ليعبدون, except for worship. ردا على من يقولون إنا خلقنا عبثا وماذا lahwan wa ghayr dhalik. This is a clear refutation against the one who says we've been created just to have a good time. This is a clear refutation against the one who says we've been created just to eat and drink. Allah said, illa liya'budun, except to worship. This is the main reason. Bal huwa qasd yani tam. Rather, it is the sole reason. Therefore, everything involved in our life should be some type of worship. Hatta akal wa shurab. Hatta akal wa shurab. Even your eating and drinking. When you eat and drink, don't just eat and drink because it tastes good. Oh man, subhanallah. It's okay to do that and to say that as you're glorifying Allah and you're praising Him and you're happy with the ni'mah of food and taste buds and someone who makes good food. لكن اجعل قصدكم ونيتكم الأكل والشرب لتكون بإبادة الله سبحانه وتعالى وحده لا شريك له. But also make your intention when you eat so that you can have the ability. You may have that which is the strength that you obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As Allah said, وَلَا تَأْذَوْا فِي الْأَرْضِ مُفْسِدِينَ كُلُوا وَاشْرَبُوا. Allah said, eat and drink. But then He said, وَلَا تَأْذَوْا فِي الْأَرْضِ مُفْسِدِينَ. And don't use that strength. Don't use the resource of eating and drinking. Don't use the strength from eating and drinking to go to the earth, go through the earth, travel through the earth, live in your days on this earth and do wrong. Use it for the opposite. هذا هو يعني الذي يحتاج شيء. This is the one who needs something. أما الغني, as far as الغني, لا يحتاج شيء, then he doesn't need anything. This is the meaning of al-ghaniyu, the one who is totally free of all needs, big and small. That's why Allah said in that same verse, ما أريد منهم من رزق وما أريد أن يطعمون. Allah said, I don't need from them anything. And Allah could have said, ما أريد منهم رزقا. ما أريد, I don't want in Arabic. Rizqin, any provision, anything that helps or a person may be dependent on. Allah said He doesn't need that. But He mentioned men in there. Ma uridu minhum min rizqin. Because men here is for tawqeed. For tawqeed is here to emphasize that Allah absolutely is free from any need. And that's why Allah Azza wa Jal revealed the verse like this. Ma uridu minhum min rizqin wa ma uridu an yut'imun. And I don't need for them to feed me as well. Is there any human being that doesn't have a need? Is there any human being that can go without food and drink? This is a proof that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't have a son, subhana and yakuna lahu walad. He is far beyond having a son. So al-ghani alladhi huwa al-samad. This is another name for al-ghani al-samad, the one who is free from any needs. He doesn't need anything. Rather, He is the one, He is the source, He is the one that everything depends on. Al-ghani. So it's Abdul Ghani. Abu Muhammad is his kunya. Abdul Ghani. Al-Maqdisi, he is from Damascus, which is in Syria, which Allah Musta'an, if you never went, you will probably never be able to go. They have destroyed the place. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. He is the author, and he is also Al-Hanbali, from the people who learn the fiqh, his applications and how to extract the applications of the religion from the students of Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal. He is Hanbali in his fiqh. Now, so he is the author of al-Ahkam, وهو Abu Muhammad Abdul Ghani al-Maqdisi al-Hanbali rahimahullah. He has gathered this book called al-Ahkam, and it is called al-Ahkam because Umda means the foundation. Ahkam, what to do, how to do it, when to do it, is it okay to do, is it not okay to do? These are the terms: halal, haram, mustahab, makruh. Yani, how many times do you do it? For example, when you make wudu, do you wash once, 2, 3 times? When you make wudu, when you make istinja or istijmar, cleaning after yani defecation, do you wipe once? Do you wipe twice, 3, 4, 5? Is there any limitation? All of this is called ahkam. So it's called umdatul ahkam, the basis for you to apply your religion. And the Shaykh has a kubra, which this was taught in Damaj. I was able to sit in some of those classes, but I didn't memorize from the kubra like we did the Umdat Ahkam, which the difference between Umdat Ahkam and kubra, which kubra means the major work, and Umdat Ahkam is that Umdat Ahkam is like Taysir. The Shaykh, he came back and made a smaller version for the students during his time. Imam Abu Muhammad Abdul Ghani al-Maqdisi, he was asked by the students certain questions about tahara, salat-wudu, zawaj, marriage, talaq, yani salat al-eid, and all of these things. So he took the bigger work that he wrote, Ahkam al-Kubra, which our Sheikh Abu Abdullah Abdurrahman al-Adani, who was just killed a couple of months ago by the Qaeda there in Aden, in Yemen, gunned him down, ambushed him. For those who think Al-Qaeda is a good group, mashallah, they're Sunni. For those who say they are the Salafis, for those who say they are upon khair, then why would they gun down a well-known scholar, a well-known student of one of the greatest ulama of the Salafi manhaj, of the Aqidah to Ahlul Sunnati wal Jama'ah of this time, Sheikh Mukbil? They gunned down his student, the Sheikh, the Alim, the Faqih, who was a man of fiqh, specialized in this very thing they were about to study. They gunned him down because they didn't want to take what he was saying that was right, and they didn't like the fact he was warning the people against deviation. Ma can, no matter by any means, no matter who it is, they gunned him down, killed him in cold blood. Nas'al Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala yarhamhu wa yaskinahu Jannat al-Firdaus al-A'la. Ameen. We ask Allah to give him Jannah, to have mercy upon Shaykhuna Shaykh Abdul Rahman al-Adani. Nah, Allahu musta'an. Now the point, barakallahu fikum, the Shaykh was asked by the students of his time to write something for them in fiqh, so he took the Ahkam al-Kubra, which I mentioned Sheikh Abdul Rahman Adadi, because he used to teach this book during the life of Sheikh Mukbil. The Kubra. Not many people can do that, because the Kubra has hadith from everywhere. Ibn Khuzaymah, al-Bayhaqi, al-Tirmidhi, al-Nasa'i, Ibn Abi Dunya. Probably people you never heard of unless you said in the Majalis al-Ilmiya, ma ulama al-Fadil. Unless you said in the classes of ulama of hadith like this. That's why I mean Sheikh Abdul Rahman Adani, because he remind me of these days. Sheikh Abdul Ghani, who's the author of Ahkam al-Kubra, he took the Kubra, which was the major work, which I just gave you a glimpse of it, has hadith from everywhere, and he took only the hadith from Bukhari and Muslim, that they're in both Bukhari and Muslim. If you look in this hadith, you'll find it Bukhari and Muslim. You look at that hadith, Bukhari and Muslim. You won't find this is in Bukhari and it's not in Muslim. This one is in Muslim, it's not in Bukhari. You will find them both in the Sahihain. The Kubra, which is the major work of Hakam, had those hadith in it, of course, from Bukhari and Muslim. So instead of taking all of the Ahkam, the Kubra, because he wanted to give it to the students to make it easy for them to study, easy to memorize, he only put in the that we're going to study everything that's in Bukhari and Muslim. It makes it faster to learn, faster to go through, easy to derive the benefit of the fiqh, the understanding of, and it makes it, barakallahu fikum, easier to memorize. It is compiled of 400 hadith. The Ahkam fihi al-Raba'amiyya al-Hadith. Al-Ahadith has 400 hadith in it. And the Shaykh, rahimahullah ta'ala, has did a great service as this book has been studied fi jamil amsar, in all of the lands from the time the Shaykh wrote it ila al-yawmi hada, until the present time. This is the Ahkam, which we will take the first hadith bi'thnillah tabaraka wa ta'ala today. The Shaykh, he says, بعد حمد الله وثناء عليه والصلاة على رسوله الكريم. After he praised Allah And after he sends salutations upon the messenger, he mentions kitab-ut-taharah, the book in which he's going to deal with tahara. The first thing he mentions, the hadith on Umar ibn al-Khattab radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول إنما أعمال بالنية. Actions indeed are done by intention. And we covered this hadith many times. Here what it means is that if a person intends to do something, he will get a reward based on what he intends. If he's intending to do this action so that Allah will reward him, and it's according to what Allah has legislated, he will get that reward. If he intends to do something for a worldly gain, and it has nothing to do with earning a reward from Allah, then he may get that thing that he seeks of a worldly gain, or he may not. But if he seeks to do something to please Allah, he seeks something to draw close to Allah, and it's a text for it, and he does it to get the reward of Allah, then he will get that reward, so as long as he doesn't do anything to nullify it, like doing something with shirk and something that is in opposition to what the Prophet he brought. And another narration, biniyat. So you have biniyah, which is the narration in Bukhari, and in Muslim biniyat. Niyah is singular, niyat is plural, and they are both narrated in the Sahihain. So if you hear somebody say niyah, and you're used to niyat, don't say, oh, he's wrong. And if you don't know, someone can say both of them, then don't prejudge. Niyah is right, and niyat is right as well. وَإِنَّمَا لِكُلِّ امْرِئٍ مَا نَوَىٰ. And for everyone that does something, he will have just what he intends. فَمَنْ كَانَ هِجْرَتُهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ. So whoever left their place seeking the reward of Allah, making hijrah to Allah and His Messenger. To Allah here means he's doing it to please Allah. To the Messenger, there with the Messenger during his lifetime. فَهِجْرَتُهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ. Then obviously his reward is going to be that which is the one who made the hijrah to Allah and His Messenger. وَمَنْ كَانَ هِجْرَتُهُ إِلَى الدُّنْيَا لِيُصِيبُهَا أَوْ إِلَى أَمْرَأَةٍ يُزَوَّجُهَا وَفِي رِوَايَةٍ يَنْكِحُهَا. And whoever he made some intention for worldly gain. Someone goes to China to do business, he's not going to get the reward like someone going to do something like hijrah. Someone who went to Medina for marriage or to visit someone rather than to make hijrah during that time, obviously didn't get the reward for the hijrah. And whoever goes to marry a lady, then he will get that lady, if Allah wills. He won't get that lady and something else like the one who made his intention, his goal to please Allah, to worship Allah and His Messenger with regards to hijrah. فَهِجْرَةُ إِلَى مَا هَاجَرَ إِلَيْهِ. This hadith is the Bukhari and Muslim. The ulama, they mentioned that niyyah huwa qasd wal azm fi shay. Naam, al-qasd wal azm. Qasd means something that you intend to do, aim. Wal azm means a decision. So this is a reputation of the ones who say niyyah is that you pronounce something. You don't decide something on your tongue. You decide the thing in your heart. All your goals, aims, aspirations, desires, they stem from the heart. As the Prophet ﷺ has made this clear, rather Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself has made this clear. And the reason the Shaykh he mentioned this hadith in the beginning of kitab-ut-taharah is because you need to have a niyyah in this as the issue of tahara is ibadah. It is an issue of worship to Allah. You must have the intention when you make a tahara. When you make a ghusl, yani for janaba, you must have intention, ghusl for janaba, meaning the bath after intercourse. When you make ghusl for jumu'ah, you must have intention to take the bath for jumu'ah, the ghusl for jumu'ah. When you have any intention for wudu or tayammu or anything that is worship that Allah commands you, must have intention, meaning because Allah commands you, and to do it in accordance with what Allah has revealed to His Messenger. Hadha wa sallallahu wa sallam wa baraka ala Rasulih al-Kareem wa ala alihi wa ashabihi sallam taslima kathira. That is the first hadith of Ahkam, hadith al-Niyya. Nas'al Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wafiqana lima yuhibbu Allah wa yardah, wa nas'al Allah an yarham shaykhana wa huwa Abi Abdurrahman Abdul Ghani al-Maqdisi al-Hanbali khayran kathir an al-Islam wal-Muslimin. And may Allah bless the Shaykh with much good and have mercy on him, the author of this book, Ahkam. Wa sallallahu wa sallam wa baraka ala Rasulih al-Kareem wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa sallama tasliman kathira. The floor is open for questions. In order to unmute yourself, you can press the star key twice to unmute yourself for questions. Any questions? This class will be every Wednesday, inshallah ta'ala. And on Sunday, we will start this Sunday Tafsir al-Quran from Surah Al-Zilzala to Surah Al-Nas, which is part of Durus Muhammad Imam Samahat Sheikh Abdul Aziz Ibn Baz, Sheikh Ibn Baz, rahimahullah. Wabillahi tawfiq, wa sallallahu wa sallam wa baraka ala Rasulil Kareem. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.